Hi, this is another video diary. I know I've not done one for a while, so got quite a bit to say. Obviously I have my haircut, but first things first, I suppose, is talk about my job. My job is no longer. I've left the company. I've decided I'm going to leave China. I'll be back home about the 22nd of June. My plan is to come home for basically over the summer, probably till the end of September. And then looking at emigrating to New Zealand. I should be able to get a 23-month visa fairly easily. So it's a case of having a look to see if we can find some jobs between now and then. So I've got a job to go out to. Apparently New Zealand's quite a good way of getting into Australia if that's what I want to do in the future. So basically, since I left, my mate Nidge came over. He came over about 3 weeks ago. He landed on a Saturday afternoon. The idea was that I'd take him out for a couple of pints till about midnight, get him like a little bit merry, and then he could go home, go back to the flat, sleep pretty well, and then wake up in the morning refreshed. However, it didn't really work like that, and we ended up going home about 8:30 in the morning, which I don't think it did very much for his body clock, but it was a good night nonetheless. Whilst he was here, we ended up going to Suzhou, which is a water town. This is what greeted us. Well, that's quite enough of that, really. Yeah, so not entirely sure what that was about, but nevertheless it was okay. And then basically, so like I say, Suzhou's a water town. They say it's like the Venice of China. It's like loads of canals and stuff. Quite nice, loads of gardens as well. So a nice sort of one-day trip. Basically, we ended up wandering around Shanghai, sort of going down to the Bund and over to Pudong, and we ended up going to a few museums. Went to the Urban Planning Museum, which this is like a model of what Shanghai will look like I think in 2012, I think it's supposed to be, which is pretty mad really, but it's big enough as it is. We also went up the bottle opener. So we basically went to the observation deck at the bottom part of the hull, and then one at the top. At the top there's a big glass floor. So you look straight down on the people below you. It's a little bit unnerving, but once you've got past that, it's all right. It's not too bad. Then the same day we actually went and watched Shanghai football team, which the standard wasn't great, but it was a good laugh. As you can see from these fans, they enjoyed it anyway. They were going mad. I think next time we go, I'll go and sit in that end. And then after the Friday, I went to the Grand Prix again. This was a qualifying day. As you can see, it's quite a nice day. There's the podium, and so that's where we sat, right down the main grandstand, pretty much right at the start finish line, with obviously a pretty decent view. That's Pete, my Chinese friend, and this is Nidge, who came over. Hello. And yeah, so that's the view we had of qualifying. This is Hamilton coming out for his first qualifying lap. So as you can see right into the pits. See straight down the pit straight. Again, a pretty decent view. And then basically after that, on the Sunday, we went back, and unfortunately the weather was crap. As you can see, there's complete different. Look at all that spray coming out of that. It's unbelievable. It was just absolutely chucking it down. This time, however, as you can see, that was the under the safety car. But this time we got a lot better seats than we did last time. We actually found our way into a VIP box. I mean, how we did that, I don't know. This is me with a glass of wine. We just kept going to the bar over and over again and just getting whatever we wanted. There's Nidge enjoying himself in the VIP enclosure. And then that's Vettel just going through and He's the guy who won it eventually, and I mean, it was the complete contrast between the Saturday and the Sunday was just unbelievable. Just to please Phil, it was pretty loud, eh? Yeah, so after the Grand Prix, the morning after, I mean, free drinks at the Grand Prix was not a good idea, because we're all pretty rat-arsed, if I'm going to be honest about it. And I had to pack for the next day. We're going to Taiwan, and then Hong Kong. And packing while drunk is really not a good idea. Basically, it was supposed to be quite hot, and I ended up taking about 5 jumpers, no pairs of shorts. Pretty stupid, really. But anyway, when we were in Taiwan, we went and saw loads of temples. We tried to went up this big hill, and the idea was to look all over into the panorama of Taiwan. But unfortunately, the weather was pretty crap. So we just ended up looking around some temples. The next day we actually went up Taipei 101, which is the world's tallest building. When we got up there, it was pretty foggy and you couldn't see, well, you could see a bit, but not loads. But then when the sun went down, basically the visibility improved by no end. The visibility was brilliant after the sun went down. And actually the lift in the 101 is actually the fastest lift in the world. As you can see, this lift goes up to 1,010 meters a minute, which basically gets your ears popping. It took something like 45 seconds to get from the top to the bottom. So that was pretty crazy. After Taipei, we flew to Hong Kong, and we had 3 days in Hong Kong. The first day we just had a wander around Kowloon, went and watched the light show, and then had a drink in the Sky Bar, which was, I think it's in the Sheraton. It's about the 18th floor, where you could just see all of the light show. Basically something that I did last year, but Nige wanted to see it as well. Then didn't do much. We had a couple of drinks and then went back. The next day we had a wander around Hong Kong Island. Went and saw the Noonday Gun, which is this geezer. I'll shut up in a minute when it comes on. Here you go. That night we went up to the top of Victoria Peak. The weather was pretty poor, but we only had 3 days, and I thought for Nige's sake we had to go up anyway. So I went up and we got to the top. And this is a picture of what it looked like. You just couldn't see in front of your face. So I thought I'd go and get a drink and see if it lifted. So I went and we're going to get a pint each, but we ended up getting a bottle of wine and sat having this bottle of wine. And again, like Taipei, as the sun went down, the visibility improved no end. It was complete contrast. So we went back up, and this is sort of from the light show at the night, from the back end, and then after sort of we watched the light show and all that sort of thing, we ended up going out on the around Hong Kong, which Hong Kong's a great place for a night out. The next day we didn't do much. We actually went for lunch, for tea and for a few drinks at the Peninsula. Kindly paid for by Nige. I think he must have spent the best part of about 350 quid, but cheers for that, Nige. And then came home. Since I've been back, I've just been doing a bit of sightseeing local areas. I've been reading books like Nobody's Business, and in about 2 weeks Mum and Dad are coming. So about 3 weeks Mum and Dad are coming, and then we're going up to Beijing, and then when they go I'll have about 3 days and go home. So I'll probably see you all then. Bye.